Hi, this is my persuasive essay/speech. I just want to preface that I am recording this on my phone. I don't know if that's going to change the formatting when I upload it, but I am having technical difficulties with my laptop camera, so I apologize for that if that makes it hard to view or anything like that. But here we go. So my speech is on raw diet versus processed kibble in dog food. In a world where it seems that we cannot control anything, we do have power over what we feed the pets that love us best. With the recent health boom in the human industry, we've seen a similar health boom in our dog food industry as well. Our furry friends mean the world to us. Let's make sure we're feeding them what's best. After taking several animal science classes and working for a veterinarian along with ample research, I feel equipped to discuss the various effects of a raw meat-based diet called RMBD in dogs. The purpose of this speech is to communicate the many health risks associated with feeding a raw diet to man's best friend. Although RMBD may look clean and simple on the outside, they negatively affect the gastrointestinal biome and are more likely to transmit disease and alter immune response gene expression. While raw foods may seem more natural to dogs, we have to recognize that these animals have adapted to depend on the processed food that they thrive on now. Raw foods contain disease. The American Veterinary Medical Association states, several studies reported in peer-reviewed scientific journals have demonstrated that raw or undercooked animal source protein may be contaminated with a variety of pathogenic organisms, including Salmonella, Campylobster sp, Clostridium, Escherichia, Listeria monocytogenes, and enterotoxigenic Staphylococcus aureus. Looking across the board at studies, we see that raw foods contain pathogenic bacteria that possesses risk for disease in our pets. Some of these bacteria will survive the digestive process and move on to infect the environment. An article titled Insights into Dog Owner Perspectives on Risks, Benefits, and Nutritional Value of Raw Diets Compared to Commercial Cooked Diets associates the potential for nutritional imbalances and the microbiological risk associated with raw meat. Again, we see the mention of incomplete nutrition and risk of pathogens associated with raw meat. The effects of raw meat diets in the gastrointestinal microbiota of the cat and dog, a review, supplies more information on the connection between raw foods and disease in dogs. It says, feeding some formats of raw food diets have been associated with nutritional inadequacies and zoonotic transfers of pathogens. Speaking before of bacteria infecting the environment, here we see the potential risk for zoonotic diseases, which are diseases that will transfer between humans and animals and back and forth. Taking a step back, we can analyze the idea of nutritional issues associated with RMBD. Many dog owners are not educated in breed-specific diets will not be equipped to supply their dog with a complete diet. You have to think, we're in such a routine in our lifestyle that we just feed the dog what's in the bag. That's what's easiest. When switching to such a complex diet like this, we have to recognize that small dogs are going to have different needs than large dogs, and it's going to depend on their age, their sex, all the different details about their dog. This isn't something most owners are educated on. It's something that normally only animal nutritionists are educated on. So not only is disease more prominent, but raw meat has an entirely different effect on a dog's digestive system. So moving away from disease, we can see a change in the digestive system makeup due to RMBD. The effect of raw meat diets on the gastrointestinal microbiota of cat and dog, a review writes, the feeding of raw meat diets has been shown to alter the gastrointestinal microbiota of the cat and dog, increasing the relative abundances of bacteria associated with protein and fat utilization, including members of genera Fusobacterium and Clostridium. By feeding raw meat, we are changing the very environment that is our dog's stomach. We don't know enough about this to do this safely. What we do know is that this will increase the frequency of bacteria in our animals. Moreover, the very genetic expression is changed by introducing a raw meat diet. The effect of kibble and raw meat diet on immune cell gene expression profiles in dogs, which is a veterinary record, states, dogs fed 100% raw red meat diet had a decrease in cytokine genes and receptor expression in comparison to dogs fed a kibble diet. By changing to an RMBD, we change the effectiveness of our dog's genetics. This has an effect of its own in terms that we will only see through longevity. Expressing a gene less than normal, specifically this gene mentioned, will have a negative impact on immune and inflammatory response. Beyond the scope of the effect inside the dog, raw meat diets can affect the environment outside of the dog. Moving towards the outside environment, the same risks that apply to a dog consuming raw meat will also apply to its environment. The AVMA says cat and dogs can develop subclinical infections with these organisms but still pose a risk to livestock, other non-human animals, humans, especially children and older persons, and immunocompromised individuals. Feeding raw diets do not only affect our dogs, but those surrounding them. We depend on livestock for food and cannot risk bacterial disease hitting our food supply. Further, immunocompromised people and children should not have to live in fear of pets simply because they're fed an irresponsible diet. On the matter altogether, it writes, the AVMA discourages the feeding to cats and dogs of any animal source protein that has not first been subjected to a process to eliminate pathogens because of the risk of illnesses to cats and dogs as well as humans. The AVMA strongly encourages the process of eliminating pathogens before dog food is consumed, again highlighting the risk to other animals and humans. All in all, dog owners must make an educated decision about their pet's diet that is not only considerate of their animal's health, but of the health of the environment that they live in. While raw food may seem natural for our dogs, we must recognize the potential for dangerous bacteria that produces disease, the change in genetic performance and microbiome makeup that we really know little about at this point, and the potential for disease in at-risk individuals. While our pets deserve the very best in all aspects, we hold a responsibility to supply them with the food that we are well educated in. In doing this, we protect them and those surrounding them. We all want what is best for our animals, so we need to leave the nutrition up to the animal nutritionists. Thank you.